The Misfits of Demon King Academy. Wow, I just finished watching this show and I just want to jump right into it. I thought it's a fair point to actually go and give my honest opinion. Like always, I try to keep this as spoiler-proof as anything so you can enjoy the show in case you want to watch it. And that's a fair deal. Don't spoil it for others. Don't go on social media and boast about what you just saw. I hate when people do that. I even hate it when my friends come from the cinema and they know I want to watch that movie and they tell me it's good. I want to find out by myself if it's good or not, and I don't want to hear the small details either. But coming to the Misfits of Demon King Academy, it is an anime that is really short. In a short version, this show is nothing more than basically a school trying to fill up the new position of the Demon King. However, you do find out as a viewer that the Demon King has reincarnated after 2000 years. He's now one of the students and he is trying to win his role over again and convince people that he is actually the Demon King. It sounds much more cooler than how they actually portray it. However, Anos, the Demon King, is a super cool character, but he's, I think, a little bit too cool for the world. This is the type of anime that you really look into in case you're looking for someone who is super overpowered and you want to follow his footsteps. This is the show that allows you to follow the footsteps of someone who's literally a god, someone who you cannot destroy, someone who you cannot kill, someone that knows all the spells in the books, someone who knows everything and is 10 steps ahead of you at all times. And I must say, to follow Anos is a really fun adventure. Now let's talk about the other characters, however. The other characters, what I really personally think is the issue in this series is that there's just not enough character development. I know they're trying to introduce these small issues and everyone trying to find themselves. And I still think it's great that Anos as a character gives everyone a chance to find their inner selves, to show that they're actually good enough and they can solve their own issues if they want to. I think that is great. However, it's just the droplet in the ocean of everything they could explore. I think the world is interesting. I think Anos is interesting. I think he would be a great teacher. However, there's not a lot of reassurance to say how this is going to continue. For example, the very few last episodes, there is supposed to be a climactic battle. And I like battles. I think battles should always be fought out. They shouldn't just come and go. I think people should actually fight them. However, in this series, because it's only 13 episodes, they had this amazing storytelling over the first 10-11 episodes, and then they decide to literally turn this battle that's supposed to be super cool, that you're actually looking forward to as a viewer, that basically finalizes within a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's actually very disappointing and it doesn't really make a lot of sense either. And this is the problem with the show. The same as Jujutsu Kaisen, I already mentioned that in case you make smaller animes, aka you make a series with what, 20 episodes, 22 episodes, 13 episodes, there's always the problem that if it's too short, you try to put as much things as possible within a show. However, if you're limited to time, this can either make your show or destroy your show. And sadly, what you can see here is that they just did not have enough time to most likely execute the entire show itself. It felt a bit rushed at the end, and I thought this was a bit of a shame. Nonetheless, for those 13 episodes, I really enjoyed following a god. I love the idea of following someone who always knows things better. However, after a certain while, you always know that in case something goes bad, it's Anos. Anos knows the answer. Or Anos, literally, it's just Anos, and that's really it. You don't have anyone else to look at or look forward to save the world. And this is what I like, for example, about Jujutsu Kaisen a little bit more. Every hero has basically a skill set that will help one another. There is no one OP. Not even the teachers are super OP. Everyone is there to support each other, which I think is great. And that is the only thing that is really lacking. You have Anos, you have his waifus, they have all the other students, but besides Anos, none of them are really that strong. And no one else can really support him on this issue. No one can support him on trying to make Anos even better. He is the key to everything, and it should maybe be a little bit more mixed, especially if you're trying to introduce some more emotions to the series. If I have to give this series a score, I'm going to give this series a solid 6 out of 10. It was enjoyable. The animation was a little bit, well, it was okay. It could have been better. It's a little bit flat. However, I did enjoy Anos himself as a character. He is literally the one carrying the show. He is the one that makes this show really enjoyable. The rest of the characters are fine. They're a little bit too quiet. They don't do too much. They don't really add too much. It's all about Anos. You want to see Anos in every scene. You want him to be there. And sadly, he isn't. And therefore, you do have some, I would like to call them filler episodes, while people are trying to fight something which is bad, but Anos needs to save the day anyway. But what do you think of the series? Do you actually enjoy the Misfits of Demon King Academy? Do you think it's a great show? I liked it. I think it's great. I think they need to improve it a little bit more in season 2, which I heard was announced, and I hope they're going to make it a little bit more intensive, a little bit more enjoyable from everyone's perspective. In other words, giving everyone a bigger chance and a bigger role in the series. By the way, shout out to the parents of Anos. I think they're really funny, and I think without them there wouldn't be as much humor as it could have been. I think the parents are literally hilarious. Catch you on the next review.